I want you to think right now about someone you actually know. Someone who makes less money than you. Maybe significantly less. And yet, somehow, they seem completely fine. They laugh more. They stress less. Their house is smaller, but there is always food on the table and warm people around it. You make more. You have more. And yet, at 2 a.m., when you cannot sleep, you are the one staring at the ceiling, wondering where it all went. This video is about that gap.
Let's start with something that should not be possible logically. In 2023, a massive study by Princeton University found that emotional well-being, day-to-day happiness, how good your life actually feels, stops improving significantly above $75,000 a year in income. After that exact point, more money adds almost absolutely nothing to how your life feels from the inside. And yet, the average American with a household income of $150,000, double that threshold, reports much higher financial stress than someone earning $50,000. More money, more stress, not less. How is that even possible? In Mexico City, there are neighborhoods where large families live on just $400 a month, multi-generational homes. Grandparents, parents, children, cousins, all living under one single roof. And these families score among the absolute highest in the world on measurements of true life satisfaction. In San Francisco, there are tiny studio apartments renting for $3,500 a month, occupied by single professionals earning six figures, who report feeling completely isolated, purposeless, like they are running very fast in a direction they chose without thinking. Same planet, same species, completely different experience of being alive.
We seriously need to stop and talk about what money actually buys. Because let's be honest, we have all been sold a mainstream story about wealth, a story that is almost entirely wrong from the very beginning. At its core, money buys options. That is what money actually represents in the real world, the absolute ability to choose. It gives you the power to choose where to live, what to eat, and exactly how to spend your precious time every single day. It buys you access to better healthcare. It buys premium access to higher education. It buys safety. These options are real, and they are incredibly valuable to human survival. Anyone who has ever been completely without money knows this truth deeply. They know that not having options is genuinely painful, and it hurts in ways that go far, far beyond simple inconvenience or lifestyle comfort. But here is the massive blind spot that the standard story always leaves out. Having options is absolutely not the same thing as achieving true satisfaction. Having 50 expensive restaurants to choose from does not automatically make your dinner more enjoyable than having one single humble restaurant that you absolutely love and cherish. Having every single streaming service on earth does not mean you will feel any less empty inside at midnight. What money can never buy is the exact internal mechanism that produces the actual feeling of having enough. That specific feeling, what behavioral researchers call sufficiency, is strictly produced by the hidden ratio between what you currently have and what you deeply believe you need. When your internal reference point and expectations move faster than your actual income, you will always feel behind. Always, no matter how millions you make. Forever. There is a massive, dangerous psychological trap waiting for absolutely everyone who starts making more money. Behavioral scientists and psychologists call this phenomenon the hedonic treadmill. I want you to stop and think back to the very first monthly paycheck you ever received in your life. Do you honestly remember how massive and significant that amount felt to you at the time? How many incredible things you could suddenly afford to do? Now, take a very honest look at your current income today. It is highly likely double, triple, or maybe even 5 times that original amount. But does it actually feel massive to you right now? Or does it just feel completely normal? What happens to our minds is incredibly simple, yet completely devastating. The moment your income rises, your internal expectations and lifestyle desires rise right along with it, matching it step for step. The luxury apartment you dreamed of suddenly becomes your basic baseline. The expensive premium dinner becomes just another regular Friday night. Every single upgrade instantly becomes the new normal. You are running as fast as you humanly can, generating more and more wealth. But your level of actual deep happiness stays exactly in the same place. You are not moving forward. You are just trapped on a corporate machine that never stops turning. And the worst part, you are the one keeping it running.
But you see, there is an even deeper, more powerful layer to this problem. It is something far more dangerous to your happiness than just buying newer, better things. It is what we call the status trap. As you climb higher in your professional career and start making significantly more money, the social circle that surrounds you completely changes. Suddenly, you are surrounded by people who own bigger houses, drive high-end luxury cars, and always wear expensive designer clothes. Without you even actively realizing it, your brain begins to completely reset its internal definition of what normal truly is. You stop comparing yourself to where you used to be, to who you were, and you start comparing yourself in real time to them. This is the exact moment when true wealth turns from security into an endless, exhausting competition. You find yourself buying things you do not even like, using money you do not really have, for no other reason than to impress people you do not even truly care about. You become a slave to seeking validation from others, trapped in a modern game where the finish line always moves further away every single time you feel you are getting closer. You are no longer working for your freedom. You are now working purely to maintain an elegant illusion. To break free from this exhausting cycle, you need to completely change how you calculate your wealth. You need to understand a new equation, what we call the freedom calculus. Most people measure their success by looking at how much money they can spend or how many luxury items they can show off. But true wealth is never measured by what you can buy. It is measured by how much control you have over your daily life. True wealth is your ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. It is about having the ultimate freedom to choose your projects, your hours, and the people you walk alongside. When you constantly increase your expenses to match your new income, you are actually selling your future freedom for a temporary object. You are trading your valuable hours on Earth for a status symbol that will lose its shine by next year. Real financial freedom happens the exact moment your income keeps growing, but you actively choose to keep your lifestyle stable and humble. That growing gap between your income and your needs, that gap right there is where your true peace of mind lives.
Think about this deeply for a single second. Whenever you look at a price tag on a product, you are not just looking at a number in dollars. What you are actually looking at is the exact amount of your finite time on this earth that you had to trade away to earn that money. Every single dollar in your bank account represents a piece of your life that is gone forever. If you make $20 an hour, then a $100 dinner does not actually cost $100. It costs you 5 whole hours of your irreplaceable human existence. When you look at wealth through this new perspective, your spending habits change completely. You start asking yourself a much more profound question before every single purchase. Is this temporary status object truly worth 5 hours, 10 hours, or maybe a whole week of my life? Most people are completely blind to this reality, and they spend their entire lives working hard at jobs they completely hate just to buy luxury items they do not even need. They are trading their ultimate freedom away just to look rich to a world that doesn't care. True wealth is when you stop using your precious time to buy more useless money and you start using your money to buy back your precious time. Because at the end of the day, time is the only truly limited resource we have left. To truly protect your time and freedom, you have to face the most dangerous character in this entire story.
It is not the banks, it is not the advertisements, and it is definitely not society. It is the enemy within. The biggest enemy to your financial freedom is simply your own ego. It is that tiny, insecure voice inside your head that desperately wants to look important, that always demands validation, and that is constantly whispering that you need more to be enough. Social media has turned this internal insecurity into a permanent, highly profitable trap. Every single day, you are flooded with carefully curated highlights of other people's extreme luxury, and your ego instantly feels like it is falling behind. But you must understand this deeply. You are comparing your messy, real behind-the-scenes life with someone else's polished, fake commercial. You are spending real, permanent years of your life just to buy a shallow illusion for a digital audience. True emotional maturity and freedom happen the exact moment you kill your desire to impress anyone. When you control your ego, you control your expenses. And when you control your expenses, nobody on this earth can own your time.
Once you recognize the trap, once you see the gears of the machine turning, you are left with one single definitive choice. You can either stay on the treadmill forever, or you can choose the breakout. Breaking out of this modern system doesn't mean you have to stop making money or abandon your career. It simply means you change the entire purpose of your labor. You stop working to build a fake status, and you start working to buy your permanent autonomy. It takes incredible courage to look at a world that is obsessed with luxury and say, I have enough. I am completely satisfied. It means choosing a smaller, humble house with zero debt over a massive, expensive mansion filled with permanent stress. This is the exact moment you step off the mechanical treadmill and reclaim your human existence. You start investing your surplus wealth into assets that buy your future hours, rather than liabilities that consume your present peace of mind. The door to the cage has been wide open the entire time, waiting for you to notice. You don't need anyone's permission to be free. You just have to stop running, take a deep breath, and finally step into your own independent life. So, at the very end of all this, how do we actually win a modern game that was deliberately designed from the start for us to lose? The answer is simple, yet profound. You win by completely changing your reference point. You win the wealth game by deciding, right here and right now, what the word enough actually looks like for your own life. Not what it looks like for your next-door neighbor, not what it looks like on your Instagram feed, but what it truly means for you. If your definition of enough stops moving up, and your income keeps steadily growing, that beautiful growing gap right there, that gap is exactly where your true, unfiltered human freedom lives. Real wealth has never been a giant cold number sitting in a computer bank account. True wealth is your ultimate ability to close your eyes at midnight, take a deep breath, and feel completely satisfied and at peace, exactly where you are standing right now. The mechanical treadmill only moves because you continue to run on it. So stop running, breathe, and finally start living a completely different kind of life. Thank you so much for watching, and choose your freedom.